Canelo's fighting a former opponent that you fought.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Well, it didn't go your way, but is there, on paper, you would think the bigger guy should win, right?
They normally do.
So with this, looking at it, I know a lot of people said Sergey's not the same what he was. He's shown that he's diminished a bit, vulnerable to the body. But can Canelo hit hard enough, because he hasn't put away any middleweights, to knock out a guy who's probably 185, 190?
I don't think a guy's size and at that level of competition, and also 15 pounds based on 60 and 75, I believe Canelo can walk around in 3 weight classes and still be strong and effective. And I'm talking middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. He's actually doing that, but he skipped over 68. But he has fought in the middle if you look at his record. I don't think it's going to be an advantage on sides or whether Sergey took a step back. What I do think the advantage come in, who can withstand the best of both guys at that moment? Can Canelo absorb when he gets hit? He will get hit. He will get hit. How he reacts to that fight has a lot to do with how this fight ends.
You worried about that?
That's a big statement.
What's a big if, too?
Because guess what? Just take a football field. It's dark out. But you have to go from one end to another and not step on a landmine on a football field. The chances seem to be slim to none that you're going to get blown up. Canelo will have to be very, very careful but not cautious. Cautious get him hurt. Careful make him aware and make him understand that everything he do have to be perfect and not near perfect. What that means, movement, head movement, angles, attack every part of the body up from the waist up. Every part of the body from the waist up he must hit, arms, legs, ribs, right? Throat, head, whatever your punches land from the waist up, he must take advantage of that. Why do I say that? Because he must attack energy. He must take energy with the attack from Sergey to take it into deep water. The longer the fight goes, the advantage goes to Canelo.
Yeah.
The shorter the fight goes with a puncher. See, one thing about a puncher, they are extremely dangerous early, and they are semi-dangerous later, but they're always dangerous. Because what they had to bail them out is a punch. George Foreman and Michael Moore. It happened. It happened. What happened? We know what happened. Google it. You'll see. You always have to be on notice with a punch. You also have to be aware, but not scared.
How are you worried about the fight? Nervous about the fight?
I'm not in there.
Well, I know you're not in it, but he's your.
I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna be watching.
He's your guy, though. There's a lot at risk.
There's my guy, and I do care.
Sergey could end up knocking him out.
I do care.
Yeah.
But Sergey also can get knocked out too.
Yeah.
Both guys signed up for the life that we enjoy when it's over with, and that is fighting and win our careers. We know the risk. And no risk is better than the last risk you took when you step in that ring. The opponent might be dangerous and different, but the best man that night, I believe, will be Canelo Alvarez. Based on where he's been in the past, all the way up to the present, he's ready to blossom. See, if anybody think he blossomed because of the last 3 or 4 fights, they're not experienced enough to really give you the accurate analysis on that. He really just starting to peak in the window of greatness. And that's going to be a problem for a lot of people in both divisions if he chose to play both.
With given your fight with Sergey and what you see of Sergey now, I guess, have you seen anything of Sergey? He has Buddy McGirt. He was boxing a lot more with Buddy.
Do I see anything different?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a few years older.
Outside of that, though, you think it's affected him? Is he? A lot of people have used the word diminished. Do you see that he is diminished?
I think he's more patient, and I think that patience is giving other fighters that know and have the IQ an opportunity to capitalize on his patience. It's over patient. See, the Sergey I fought, and I'm glad you asked that because I'm saying it before November 2nd, wasn't a patient guy. He came at you, so he made you fight off him, or fight to stay in the race and hopefully get yours in as he tries to attack. But right now he seems to sit back and play the boxer-puncher role. And that moment that he does that, from the fighters that has an IQ that understands, finding pockets to give him something to think about with their skills. I looked at the last fight, even though he won that last fight, but there was some struggle in that fight. You've seen the struggle in that fight.
Yeah.
And then I look at who he's struggling with. And then I match up Canelo's talent. See, that's how I do my comparison with fighters on levels of fighting and then coming together, whether you're B level or A level. And if you're B level and the A level doesn't capitalize as he represents that A, you must look at that and put that in back of your memory bank. So if you ever get an opportunity in that weight class, if I'm a fighter, I'm gonna mark that down in my head. And if you don't fix it, I'm gonna check you.
It's me again, Demetrius Andrade. And if you're looking to take your fight game to the next level, try this, the Fighter Stack. Everything you need.